we can get this started. Any question? Oh, you don't have your paperwork with you. Any questions on the paid invoices? Okay. Sign right there, please. Your very first one. Up here.
Where's your light?
Up here. Yeah, come up a little bit high. Yeah, right in this area, right where my finger is.
Right here?
Down a little. Down a little. Down.
Yep, right there.
Right there. Oh, wait a minute. Pen's not writing.
After all that.
I'm sorry. Right up here.
Right there?
Yeah.
I can go over here though, right?
Yeah. Thank you. Oh, sorry.
I'm telling you, it's the way it's going lately.
You're gonna love those colors I put down there, huh? I'm assuming Erica's not gonna make it.
Did she say she wasn't coming?
She's fighting a migraine.
It's raining already.
It's snowing. It's
Huh?
kind of snowing at the moment.
Snow?
It's kind of like crystal mist.
Sleep.
Sounds like gum.
Okay, outstanding accounts receivable as of December 5th is $33,782.18, and that includes 50 outstanding liens totaling $20,463.60. Any questions? No? Okay. When we got the TIF money, the town asked us if we would do a district voting, which we kind of had to agree to. Well, we did agree to, so that we could get the TIF funding. I sent an email to our legal counsel to find out what that entails, and I haven't heard back from him yet. I sent him another email today saying, can you please update us? But the information that I sent them, they said there's a lot of information here that we need to check into, so this needs to be done by February at the very latest, so that the town can do what they need to do on their end to help get this set up. So, just so you know about that. So it will only be, once this is set up, the district voting is only for the people on the sewer.
Okay.
So when it comes time for new board members or whatever else, they're the only ones that's going to be able to do the voting.
Registered voters.
Yeah, yes, and they have to be a registered voter. Yep. So, that's about all I had. Richard, you have a couple things? Oh.
I
Couple?
actually made my notes ahead of time instead of doing it a month ahead and then forgetting about it by the time I got here. So the pump station upgrades, we've never gotten any bids for that work. And I recently sent, quite a while ago, I sent them to Champlin, the people that do the pump work, and asked them if they wanted to be a general contractor. because they would be happy to do the pump installation, but I'm not sure they want to be the general contractor and hire electricians and hire a crane and so forth to do the other work. And so I talked to Larry about that today. I said, so did you decide you want to maybe put a price in? And he said, well, I haven't looked at them, and we're really busy, and everybody wants stuff done by the end of the year, so I can't look at them until next month. So my feeling is they probably won't want to do it anyway, but, and then more recently, maybe a couple of weeks ago, I also sent them to C&D, which is Casella, the people that are doing this pump station work, and asked them if they wanted to, if they were interested. They said they were, but I haven't heard anything from them. And I also sent a set to Ranger Construction, who actually would be capable of being the general contractor, but I haven't heard anything from them. They didn't. There was no response. I just emailed it to Les Marqueux, I think was the guy's name.
Yep.
He used to be here. I had his email from before. I don't even know if he's still there anymore. It didn't. The email didn't get bounced back, but I can take it that they're not interested.
They probably have a lot of stuff they're finishing up too. Maybe.
Yeah, well, I could call him up. I had his number too. Maybe he's still there.
What about the owner of the company? Have you?
Bill, last I knew he didn't like me. Probably isn't gonna do any good to call him up. I can't remember what his last name is.
Mm-hmm.
He wasn't happy about some of the stuff I asked him to do during construction.
Right.
So that's an update on that work. I don't know if we've heard anything from Senator Collins anymore than what you'd already heard, but
I haven't heard anything. I did get an email from one of the people that I've talked to, and she's moving on elsewhere. But she gave me the name of her replacement, so I can reach out to him and see.
yeah, well, since they're gonna cut back a third of the government or whatever it is they're gonna do, it doesn't seem like the chances are very good of getting money, but that would be a future budget. So this, I don't know if there's a budget for this year or not. There should have been in October, but I think they just kind of pushed things with no additional funding.
Mm. Yeah.
So I don't know what the chances are of that. I'm sure they had a lot of requests.
Mm-hmm.
I sent you a quote from CMD to do the permanent fix on that manhole in front of the old store.
Yes.
It's pretty expensive.
Yes.
I think you should do it, but I sent it to you because it's working right now. And it may be fine, but CMD, when they did that temporary fix, they recommended that they go back in and do a more permanent solution. They just used what they could. They found an issue in there with the alignment of the pipes, and they kind of wrenched them in place. But they said they might come apart again. So if we have another overflow, DEP may not be very agreeable to letting it go like they have been in the past if the district didn't do everything they could to fix the problem.
Why do they need a crane truck? What is it in there that's so, is there something there that's so heavy that they, Do you know?
They didn't use one before, but they've gotta pull that air release manhole out, and I don't think they did that before.
Oh,
But it's not that big of a thing. Maybe they just need it to, because they gotta put some heavy fittings in there. They gotta cut the pipes off, take the air release manhole, cut the pipes and put some new fittings on there and put it back together.
so that's why they got the pump truck is gonna be pumping continuously? I mean, how do
No,
they stop?
They have to just keep that manhole free. So it's always full of water, clean water, kind of clean. It's a sealed system, so it's not that it's filling up with sewage, it's just passing through the pipe. But when we did have the issue, it was actually coming out of the broken connection.
Right. So if we agree to this, how soon before they can start it? Do you know?
They had said they could do it a few weeks ago, but then they went out to look at it, and because they were doing the paving, they couldn't get access to the manhole. But it seems like it's something they could do in the winter. It's gonna be a lot more difficult when it's cold, but there would be a lot less traffic too. Well, I assume there's less traffic, I don't know.
Did you get a chance to look at that?
I did. I mean, just the obvious question, so this isn't something that occurred because of the work that was just done. This is something that was longstanding.
This is something that was done by Ranger. And not even Ranger really, because Ranger hired it out to be done by the concrete company. But it was so long ago that it's not covered under the warranty anymore.
I forgot, how much is it?
$11,000. But if DEP, if we don't do this, what happens if DEP steps in?
I doubt DEP wouldn't even know anything about it. But if they decided to pursue it, then we'd have to tell them that we knew about it, but we didn't do it. And we'd end up, if it fails, you'll end up with an emergency repair, which, if you remember last time, we had sewage coming out onto the street, and we had to get them down there, and Ray and I had to be flag people.
I remember that.
And it was, that
So, I
still
mean-
cost like $4,000 to do that.
Yeah.
So the next question is where is this money coming from? We're already, we already have a shortfall of like
Lot.
30-some odd thousand.
I don't know. I'll just keep doing what we're doing now as far as paying bills, I guess. I think this is a critical fix, myself, because with the sewer that did come out, it was pretty nasty.
It was nasty, there was a lot of it, and it was going down into the catch basin
Yeah,
and going in, that just flows right into the stream.
yeah.
And there's no like funding sources for things like this.
Nothing that I'm aware of. Funding sources as far as,
Grants to fix things. I don't know, I'm just asking. 'Cause
yeah, I've never heard of any, but
I don't even
Well,
know
I
if you
think
would call
if there were some project going on, it might be possible to get funding, or maybe it's something you can borrow the money through the SRF, I don't No, but if you do that, you're gonna end up having to, it's gonna be even more expensive, because you're gonna have to go through all those hoops.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Angela.
And I don't even know that they would consider a loan that was that small.
Yeah. Sorry.
We could ask DEP if you can do it under the existing funds.
But if we do it on the existing funds, that's gonna take out of the funding that we need to put the pumps.
Yeah,
In the pump
and
stations.
you already don't have enough.
Right. I can reach out and ask the town if we could get TIF money for that amount. Just to see what they have to say. I mean, it isn't like this has to be done.
Yeah. It
No, I
does.
get it, I just
This
don't
is
know where to
better.
pull it from.
I know it.
I mean, I understand the repercussions of not doing it, I fully understand that, but like I said, we're already 30+ thousand in the hole. Where do you,
Mm-hmm. Draw the line. I don't know if we can. Yeah.
well, you know what I mean, pull from, but
I know.
not.
I wonder. I'm supposed to be putting so much money away over a 10-year period for USDA until we come up with a 1 year's payment to be used toward infrastructure or whatever with their approval. We have that, we have all that money thanks to the town TIF. I'm wondering if I reached out to them if they'd allow us to use part of that money for, because it is for infrastructure.
Yeah, they might. It just depends on how it's described to them, because they might just consider it maintenance. But it's a repair. You know, could be considered maintenance, or could be considered a capital expenditure.
I'll reach out to them tomorrow just to see what she, excuse me, just to see what she has to say. And go from there.
Yeah, well, that's all you can really do.
Yeah.
You're kind of limited here.
Yep. But regardless, are you set with doing this? And
Well, yeah, I mean, I understand the repercussions from DEP if we don't and something happens. It's gonna cost us a lot more in the long run
Yeah.
than this amount, but it's, you know, it's still trying to find monies when the pots are pretty empty.
So can you find out when they can do it? What their timeline is?
Mhm.
And I'll reach out to USDA and, I mean, I can call the town, see what they have to say.
Most they can say is no.
Right.
And this was, I'm just asking because I don't know, is this something that happened because of the amount of vehicles that go through and the amount of semi-trucks that go through this main road and the vibrations? Is that,
No, it appears from what, I haven't seen it, but the way he described it to me was they built these manholes and they have a valve in them, and they built it all in a different place and brought it all as one assembly, and there are metal pipes that stick in or cast into the concrete that come in on either side, and they're supposed to line up perfectly with this valve. But when he found the leak, he decided that they didn't line up exactly right. And so it was a manufacturing mistake. But the problem is that because it's been so long that they're not liable for it. And I don't even know if you'd really be able to prove that that's an issue or not. It didn't, I mean, he got it back together.
Incorrectly.
Well, he had to force it. He said,
That's what I mean. It wasn't a smooth connection.
right.
It was,
And he did recommend that you use these mechanical joints that are intended to allow a little shift in the position.
And did he say how long it would take? I mean, is this a couple days, or is this just one day?
I didn't ask him, but I'm thinking that it's one day. But
Just
it'd probably
curious.
be a pretty long day.
Well, it gets dark so early, I don't know, unless they have headlamps.
Well, you may want to put it off until the weather's a little better.
Which means this is gonna go up?
Probably. I don't know, prices are going down, aren't they? Isn't that what I heard, that prices were gonna go down?
Don't know. Don't know. All right, all in favor of getting this fixed?
can we vote on it? We have to, but I just don't know where we're gonna get the money to do it.
Yeah, I'll see if I can find out the details and whether, maybe if they don't have to do it in the winter, maybe they'll think that it's easier and it won't be anymore.
Okay.
We had that big power outage on, I guess, Thanksgiving, or I guess, is that when it was, or was it after that? But we had power outage that affected all the pump stations. And 3 of them don't have generators. We have that backup generator in the garage, and Jared came down and he could not get the truck started. So we couldn't use the backup generator. We had to have the pump station pumped out instead. So I'm thinking it's time to get rid of the truck and the tractor so that we can get the generator out of the building. And Jared has said he would prefer to just attach it to his vehicle. I don't think he likes using the truck.
I have been having a fight with this for a year, trying to get that out for bid, and there's nobody that would help me. That and the tractor. I don't know what this thing is worth. I don't know what to put it out to bid for.
Oh, does it really matter what it's worth? Just pick a number. If you send me the details of the tractor and the truck, I'm sure we can Google the values. There's other stuff for sale that's similar around on the internet.
I've had a price for the tractor. But I have no idea about that truck. You got any idea what that truck could start out at, Al, for bid?
It would surprise me. I told you that before.
I know, but do you have a dollar amount? This is what I keep getting answers of is, I don't know.
Could be as much as 3,500.
Started the bidding at 3,500?
Won't start there, no.
What would I want to start it at?
High bid.
Or maybe $5,000. Ask $5,000, but if you send me the details, I'll look, because it's kind of an antique, and it might be kind of a specialized thing that somebody wants. There are people that actually want stuff like that.
And I have seen them out online, but they're looking at $10,000-$12,000.
Yeah, well, maybe you could get that much, but I don't think
It would be
it's
great
a
if we could.
seller's. I don't think it's a seller's market, but you could advertise it for $10,000 and see what happens.
And then,
But it's got to start when they come look at it.
oh, I know, I know.
And does it have a plow?
Yes, it has a plow.
And it hardly has any miles on it.
16,000 original miles.
Seriously?
Yeah,
That's it?
that's it, yeah.
What year is it?
1982. In fact, I found the paperwork where it was bought.
Does it have rust on it?
I'm assuming, I don't know.
Very little rust. Is that what you're asking?
Yeah.
Very little.
Well, we might as well do something. So maybe $10,000, maybe more. I guess I would, if you've seen it for $10,000 to $12,000, that's what I would ask and see if anybody responds. You can always lower the price.
I know, but that means putting ads in the paper and more ads in the paper when that runs up money.
Can you just put them on Facebook?
I have no idea. I don't know.
That's how I sold my truck.
We're on Facebook Marketplace.
It doesn't cost anything.
I don't do Facebook.
But Erica does.
Yep. But we can't get the tractor out because we have all the pumps in front of it.
Yeah, we'd have to figure out how to get it down there.
What's the tractor worth?
I wouldn't tell anybody because at the time somebody wanted it that was on the board. So I wouldn't tell anybody what the price was.
Yeah, well, the tractor isn't quite as critical as the truck, because if we get rid of the truck, then the generator will be accessible.
But if I'm gonna do this, I'm putting them both out at the same time. I'm not doing one and then doing the other.
All right, well, when we get done, I'll go take a look at it and see what it looks like we'd have to do. We may have to move all that stuff.
How are we gonna move all that stuff as heavy as what everything is?
Gonna have to take the packages apart.
And how heavy are those pumps? In that grinder?
The grinder's pretty heavy. The pumps probably aren't too bad. Might be able to move them with the tractor.
Oh,
All right, I guess I went over the work we've been doing recently, just the maintenance work, because we had plugged up pumps and power failures and issues. So you've seen some bills for those things. You had asked me to contact DigSafe and get Ray's name off the DigSafe,
yes,
and I asked you who you wanted to put on it.
Jared.
Well, I think you need somebody from the district on it. My name's already on it.
Okay, but I'm not gonna be here much longer, and the new board members don't know where any of the piping or anything is. Do you know where the sewer district runs, how it runs, where it runs?
Have no idea.
That's why I
it's
said
just-
you and
I think it's
Jared.
just a good idea having two people to, I'll talk to Chuck about that. Just, I know Ray used to get information that I didn't have, that DigSafe didn't send me. And maybe he still will, because I think people would call him about things that weren't going through DigSafe for some reason. Or specifically going through the DigSafe notification process.
I don't know.
Well, I'm assuming I get the alerts, but I haven't seen one for a long time.
And my understanding was he's also on CMP, if there's an outage or something. You know anything about that?
No, but I know that CMP, you can get on their text message list to notify you of stuff, but it's not very, at least for me, for our house, it isn't very up to date. Generally, when they notify me something's happening, I already had known it for a couple of hours.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, and the only other thing was you need some more cutters, pump cutters.
Oh, yes, I'll put that on the list to order.
And you might want to get another transducer because we use that spare up in the north station, or the east station rather.
So we don't have any cutters here now?
We have at least 4.
Right, but I mean in the cabinet, we don't have any.
There's 1 in their cabinet. There's 3 down in that pump station, and there might be 1 or 2 in the other pump station, the north pump station.
Water cutters and a transducer. Okay. Cutters, you need all of them. You need the round and then the cutter inside. Okay. All right.
That's all I have. Anyone volunteered to be a board member?
Not that I know of.
No. Nothing. Al, you got anything?
No,
Nothing? All right.
I'm out of here.
Oh, you look too happy for that. All right, then I guess the meeting is over. Meeting adjourned, all in favor? Opposed? Thank you. Al, thank